Hello everyone, good evening. Are we audible? We might just be. Let's verify that. And also the quality with which we are playing with. Okay, let's just a moment. And how do we sound now? Any difference? Well, I'm not one blessed with good enough ears to perhaps make sense out of that. But please do let me know, since the sound quality is something we have been, especially the sound quality of my speech is a thing we have been trying to improve for the last 10 days and counting. And nice echo, says Pillihimmeli, so we may have managed to do something right. Okay, so just a moment. Just few very simple adjustments. Na 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 na. Do 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 do. Na 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 na. Tra la 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 do 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 do. Better? Was it better already? Well, at least on my end, things sound a bit more promising. So gone is the echo, says our sad face, Pillihimmeli. Well, if you ever have a chance to subscribe to our channel, then the people who have subscribed will get this, at least we could promise a digital release of this soundtrack enhanced with echo, so all the best parts of the stream will be captured and echoed. Of course that will be post-processed, but that's what people do in studios in any case. So that's just keep that in mind if you ever get to a point where people are able to subscribe to our very pleasant entertainment channel that we have. And please make some noise if the echo returns. Let's try one more thing. It might be this. So do we still have a sound? Doop, 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 doop. Sounds like that. So perhaps we do. Oops. Messing with my gear, but it's for the greater good. Okay. And what else? Thank you all for your patience, as always. Appreciated. I move things so that they are not in a position where they are going to fall mid-game. Perhaps not. Well, we will learn as we go. That's the main goal of the channel anyway. Now can we also get this really nice video? just like that. That's well. So this is the day 11, and already our production values are through the roof, as you can tell. So not only are we barely audible, we are also barely visible, which is a very good combination. Now, yesterday we had a few tough arena games that went to post-imperial age, Castle Age, Imperial Age, yes, why not? And then it was Iron Age in First Age Vampires, yes. And there I did notice we lost all of them, and that was really saddening. But we did notice that if one is to boom, it would make sense to boom with style and create some extra, like 130 or 40 villagers at least, so that we would be able to keep up with our opponent if they are a capable arena player, as they usually seem to be. And another meta sort of discovery that we made was about this learning thing, since we are here trying to learn the game and also trying to learn how to stream and how to behave like people. And it's a nice experiment to try to do this in a semi-public way, in a semi-public fashion. So far it has worked to a perfection, but it's also very exciting to see how things evolve as we carry on with our path, and whether this learning how to learn skill building activity bears any fruits in the future. Alright, but welcome, and hope you are doing fine. Billy Himmeli and others. If you have any troubles, now it's the perfect time to share them with others, since we are all here to help, of course. And if you want to make it more fun to you, then it's a very allowed thing to do, to write your troubles twice, so we get this echo simulator, and it also helps with any chat messages that I might otherwise lose due to my incapability of catching messages as they fly over my head. And one of the things I was happy to realize with this recording of learning things practice is that now we should be in a position where we can very easily verify how we played just a week or two ago, and if we are able to keep this up for eternity, then being able to jump back a month or two or a year eventually is probably going to be quite nice. If we ever face a moment like yesterday's arena trio, where it feels like we don't quite got anything going for us, it's good that we can not only rely on our memory that we were even worse before, but also there's a chance to watch a record and see that in that game we barely got 50 villagers when we were castle dropped and were armless and offered no resistance whatsoever, whereas in this latter game, or in the latest game, we got over 100 villagers and only lost because we were slower and made wrong decisions as we went on. But alright, Socotra, this is I'm happy to take this one as Berbers against Aztecs, since this is a bit more fast-paced map in comparison to some of the others we have seen. Now, I've understood that Socotra is all about laming, but so I'm a bit hesitant to move this, to use these sheep or goats to scout around the map, but perhaps we can tolerate losing one, for example, just for the sake of it. I don't know if we would even be able to notice if we lose an elephant or something. So if laming happens but we don't witness that, then does it really happen? Okay, well, we can witness laming happening here. So let's see if there's something we can do about that. Oh, if only we are able to guess the way they went. Onwards. Oh, we are losing the... We lost the... So there's a sheep. There's the elephant. So clearly our opponent knows how to play the game. But we don't care about that too much, since we would have killed our own villagers in the process if we even utilized that. Probably. So the worst thing was that we lost some scout HP. Oops. In the process. And this tells us that our opponent knows how to play the map. And that's the... Oh, no. Well, let's try again. Well, we can still make this work. First game of the day and so forth. The thing that I could have done had I been fast enough was I could have tried to hit their scout and act as a screen between the... Is there any risk attached to this? No, no risk whatsoever. Oh well, there is a risk. Well, we failed a bit when we tried to make this more in a more what's the correct word for that? More greedy way than was actually required, but oh well. We can always very easily rotate these people around just to make more room. Yes. Everything's going according to the plan. And now we are only losing some food, perhaps? Yes. And a few other things. So let's try to go up a bit earlier than usually. How can we make this happen? There's no way. Oh no. Okay. And then your mission is to move here. And you go here. And then you go here. This is how the game is supposed to be played. First game of the day. So no worries. We still got it. An UnholyConqueror is going to be surprised by our approach. Let's just wait and see. Okay, one more villager. And now we can move this villager there. This here, yes. No. This here, yes. You go here. You go there. And then you get to go here. Now, okay. Crisis solved. And do we have enough food? No, we don't. So losing the elephant and not scouting the other was probably something that we could could have tried to overcome with a little better resource management, perhaps, but doesn't matter. We are still going to try to surprise our opponent with this very fast archer play, even if we may not be able to actually make it work with the eco we have. But this is really nice, since the last time we have played Socotra a few times now, and we have never faced an opponent who felt like they had a clue. And now we are quite clueless ourselves, as you can tell, since we didn't bring in the elephant right away, only mentioning or giving this lip service to the fact that there's usually some laming on Socotra, and this is one of those maps where we can expect to see tower rushes and all kinds of fast plays, so it doesn't necessarily last even to a castle age, this game. But we failed to take any precautions against that, which goes to show that knowing something doesn't necessarily give you much of an edge for protecting against it. So archer range, very good idea, thank you all. And then a blacksmith, why not? And we could always use an axe. Alright, but our opponent's walling. This is surprising, but they probably want to get to the castle age, and they have made they have made enough damage, so it makes sense. In a sense, even if we don't agree with the approach, but this works for our archery play, so sure, why not? Because now we get a chance to play it safely for some extra time. Few farms, and off we go. I'll have to calculate that. So we will want to get that farm there, this is going to be there, and this is there, okay. Yes, this shouldn't be too hard, but it's still very complicated thing to try to manage. And presumably our opponent is going to reach the castle age quite soon. So they have few coals here, their woodcutters are there, 2 barracks, so we can expect to see some eagles very shortly, if not already. And let's see, houses would be nice. And we don't want to spend any time on town watch. So let's just queue a few extra villagers. Okay, there's archery range, so skirmishers are on the way. Probably skirmishers. And we can try to create a few preemptive ones. Let's see if they have something going on here. Alright, well, I'm happy to see that the game has slowed down from the beginning, so it wasn't nearly as aggressive as we were afraid it might be. Perhaps you can help with that. Few extra archers if we ever get a chance. Okay, let's make. Ooh, and then there are eagles raiding our premises. What about the things that are happening here? Not too much. Anything happening. Okay. Well, we can kill those shortly, but I think it does very little if we try to, even if we lose a villager or two, perhaps shouldn't be an end of the world. So welcome to the Townsend of Fire. Hope you enjoy your stay. And meanwhile, ooh, there's a hole. Did I not show that then? Okay, back to work. Yes. So nice raid, but not too efficient. And yet again, we were underutilizing our units, as you might have been able to see. Few soldiers hanging around here, and TC is idle, and all those things you have perhaps come to expect from us. Okay, but we could try to sneak to their eco with a few scouts, perhaps run away now that they have been investing too. Well, we never did do fletching, so that's why we are hardly ever able to kill anyone. Good. Okay, but our short-term game plan is to create a few. Perhaps you can help with that. And you too. Few scouts, and then how do we get enough wood for that? What's going on here? Run! While you're still alive, okay? And to the next target they are trying to go. And now our goal is hopefully to get to the economy of our opponent before or soon after they reach the next age. Let's see if that is something we are able to pull off, since we don't have too much food currently. So perhaps a market, and then a few farms. Oopsie. Oh, I was expecting an attack, but I was wrong. So a few extra scouts, and then we go and hope that we are in time to make something happen. Alright. In the Black Forest game that we had yesterday, we had the pleasure of houses. And let's hope this is not walled as of yet. Pleasure of finding. Oh no! Oh yes! Well, now they saw us, probably. So let's see what we can do here. Few scouts there, few there. Perhaps attack upgrade, just to make things a bit easier for us. And this is what you get for laming, just so you know. Laming meaning stealing others' resources. That's not something that you should ever do. Run away, my dear horses. And then we could probably try to combine our forces, but we could also try to sneak in these few villagers. No, few archers. Alright. Yeah, feel free to kill that one, thank you. Do 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 do. And add a few extra ones now that we are at it. So this should cause some havoc. Alright, and we have floating resources. Well, this is something that sometimes happens when you get overly excited about things. But now it should... the case should be that they have lost quite a few villagers at times of need, but of course they also managed to get to the castle age. So the forces that they have to throw at us are going to be ever more impressive now. So the eagle spam has begun. Okay. And now it remains to be seen whether we can withstand that. But, well, basically, because we do have quite a few archery, no, stables, basically. And since we have learned from the previous games that knights do very well against eagles, we should be in a position where we can just spam a few knights and get rid of our opponent's forces with that. Let's see if that's enough to carry us through the through these times, but at least there's a chance. So an armor, and we could try to kill a few of those. And build 1,000 there. Why not? And get the villagers back to work. Well, that was a bad timing. But let's see how good these actually are. Ooh! A siege tower, you say? Siege workshop, really. So let's have another 1,000 there. Perhaps you can help your friends. And do we still have enough resources? Let's see. Well, with our upgrades we shouldn't be too bothered by any problems we have faced so far. Another mangonel is going down. Too bad for you. And then we run to verify how they are doing over here. Oh, we also have a few archers here. Good. Alright, so they have been able to idle some of our farms, but we don't care about that. We are really calm players. Let's see if we have a chance to upgrade any of our units. Forward castle even. It looks like they have played the game before. Perhaps we can help our units just a bit. Now we may be in a very poor position, but we can still hope for the best. So a few jaguar warriors run to the rescue. Jaguar warriors, actually. Well, let's see if there's a chance to make any sort of comeback under circumstances such as these. Well, at least they have quite good resources, one might say. So they do know how to play the game. Yes, pikeman now dead. But still, it's going to take us a while to get to the any new defensive structures. So all of a sudden, things are looking quite grim. So perhaps we lost the game during the early encounters, where we were not able to produce enough villagers, lost the elephant and so forth, and also didn't do enough eco damage when comparing to the damage that we withstood. So how do we come back from that? Let's see if we have a chance to make that happen, even if it's not really something that should ever be built. Oops. Oh, and we also have a villager there. Good. Doing the work. Alright. We can sell a few resources and hope that they haven't been. Let's hop into TC just in case and see if we can try to destroy that. So now we are just trying to learn new skills, because the pressure they are giving to us is very bad indeed. Oh well, we are still alive, so we have that going for us. To the TC you hop. At least the things one might get as a follow-up for laming is that the game may last longer than it otherwise might have. So there's this game-ending castle, or so they think. And now if we only had resources to create just a few ponies, we would be in a nice position to try to... Alright, let's not use those farms, now that I'm thinking about it. Dun dun dun. But since we have played for a while, we can carry on playing for an extended 5 minutes. Despite the fact that our winning conditions are very slim, almost non-existing, one might say. We are a bit behind in villager numbers, and we have to be a bit behind in villager numbers, and our opponent is giving us quite much pressure. We can't even get there. Well, let's forget about that then and carry on with other tasks. But as soon as they are imping, we are out. Now we can practice this hold type of game. Oh well, that was not needed. Dun, 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 dun. Do we still have a blacksmith? No, we don't. Run! Oh, you poor horse. Well, it was a nice game nevertheless, but perhaps once our opponent started this Ooh, we have been able to kill a monk. Good for us. Started this walling thing. It would have probably made sense to prepare for the push and check whether we would have any units that would be suitable. This one we didn't. Suitable for stopping those eagles. No, too bad we didn't, but still. GG! No, well played this time, but it was not poorly played. So what did we have here? Let's have a quick playthrough. So we lost on almost all fronts. Some might say we didn't get to too large of an army, and also our eco was severely behind. And Mike's sound is still alright. Who knew? Villager high, yes. Yeah, already approaching Castle Age, we have fallen behind. So idle TC time is probably something that is going to show. We have like small differences here and there. So I presume that the idle TC and idle economy times are telling stories. And from tactical point of view, unexpected error encountered. Now what is this then? It's first time for everything. Let's try again. Spectate with CA. Can we do that? Let's see. Well, this is real-time debugging then. So let's destroy capture rate again. Let's quit this one. Return to replace and try to spectate that one. And see if we have some settings or something stopping us from. Oh, but it actually could be. Let's see, since we did adjust some settings here and there, so it wouldn't be. Oh, but now we're going to have to quit again. Okay, so one more try. Live debugging. And if we reset that and then try again, spectate. Now, if we lose this tool, then our life is going to be that much harder, this learning life. All right. So what might have made sense, given that we were down an elephant, we only had one to begin with, okay, was that we could have moved our villagers to collect a stone, and then we could have tried to pressure our opponent within this hill. So changing our approach to fast castle, or at least fast castle-ish approach, and then either aggressive castle or a defensive one to secure us or give us access to these golden stone piles here, even if there was this hill from which they could later on launch their attack from. But now we were practically playing with one pile of gold, or 4 piles of gold, and 2 piles of stone. Which is a very good amount of resources for all your needs, but it won't last too long, I'm afraid. And now we have lost but one villager. Well, that was quite surprising. But good for us. Let's see. So even, but now we are already 7-8 villagers behind due to the fact that we have had 4 minutes, so 3 minutes more of idle time on our town centers. So our economy is lagging behind, even if we have had like good encounters. 2,500 resource difference, and now I could have moved these here from the get-go. Even if they didn't have fletching, they would have been able to give me few extra hits. I could have just left them here, for example, to keep our opponent away from the stone for some extra minutes. So we got 5 villager kills and were able to equalize the numbers for a bit, but not too much. And here we are taking several losses. This is where we should have had better defenses. So with that early Castle Age attack, they were able to finish the game in all practical senses. But they played well, like good unit movement, and even were able to gap the hole in the wall with stone walls to prevent us from ever again accessing. But very simple looking approach. I could have also tried to utilize some of the resources that we had to build a castle here, for example. Would have helped with the push a bit. And if we had back resources, then that would have also, like, we have lost 27 villages, so I can't really say that we have defended this well, but we could have died sooner, is perhaps the a fair statement that we can make at the moment. But yeah, they have 3 TCs, I have 3 myself now. The game's of course over, but we are still like 25 minutes of idle TC time. We have half the villagers, so one might say that we don't know how to play Socotra, but we are learning as we go. So perhaps the next encounter will be a slightly different looking one. And I never jumped to capture rates, so, well, you are probably still happy to know that it worked, because we got to the statistics. And when our most made unit was a feudal age archer, that tells a story of sorts too. Kill rate ratio is surprisingly good, but few things were left lacking, like 5-minute difference or 4-minute difference in Castle Age time, for example. They also played really fast, at least during times, so good for UnholyConqueror, for pushing the pedal to the limit, if that makes sense. So shocked were we due to that fast-paced action that we forgot to switch between scenes. One day I'm going to have a moderator or an editor or someone capable of solving all these problems we may face. As we go. without me even noticing. That's the dream. Not having problems, but not being able to notice them myself before they are fixed. Alright. Well, I'm very glad that we got a change of map at least after yesterday's. I'm not traumatized, but they weren't easy arena matches. To have something more open and more fast-paced is it does good things to my brain, even if we are still losing. But let's see, Arabia. Alright, but so one of the stories I was about to share earlier, I may have a chance to tell that as the game progresses. Spanish against Spanish. So, since we are aiming to have a random civilizations ourselves, does this mean that our opponent shows a mirror? Perhaps? Or how else would that happen? Because if both players choose random, then I have understood, but please feel free to correct me that in that case they should land different civilizations, even if that's not really random, but for the sake of the gameplay. But well, Spanish mirror against an opponent that might know what they're doing. Let's see what happens. Rush. Alright, but story time. So some half a year ago, or half a year ago perhaps, when we started playing this game. Well, actually it has been longer than that. But well, with friends such as Billy Himmeli, who was around some time ago. We were playing with the game speed of slow, if that's the slowest one you can get, and slowly we have been pushing that to faster speeds, perhaps to speed up the game a bit, but still, since it has not been too long time ago when I first tried to play with this normal speed that is usually utilized on the ladder, at least on random maps. Deathmatch is a different beast, but in any case, it felt so fast. Just this random. Trying to do anything with this speed was impossible. And that goes to show that now we are still sometimes a bit lost, perhaps, with all the things we should and could be making, but at least it doesn't feel like that we are constantly. Oh, no, that's not what we wanted. Well, I thought we could make it happen, but there was one too many villagers in the hiding in the town center. So, but you know, we killed it by accident. But this is a good learning experience. Idle TC, all that. So as I was just about to say, the normal speed felt too fast, but now that we have been practicing this much and it shows, we are able to do all the things we want to, even with this speed. Yes. And I'm not refraining my statement. It's still very true. Okay, and now we are using the standard weight just to give us a chance in this game. Where are you? Good. Because it would be a really terrible thing to kill both of your elephants with Townsender. thinking about the way the game might progress afterwards. Could this be the game where we are doing this early what's the correct word for that? Early farms. Dark Age farms. Is this the day? Perhaps. Let's see if we have a chance to push another pet to our zoo. This is not very pleasant zoo because animals are here to die, but oops. And again, that's usually what happens, so just give them some time. But the fact that our opponent is already scouting on us gives me the impression that we might see a scout opening from them, for example. Oh, we are only lacking the building. Good. What a surprise. So one more villager. We lost the ostrich. Yes, this is going to be great. Okay. So now you just wait. Earlier I was thinking that our problems were mostly regarding the boomy game, how to get 200 units and all that, but now it seems that we have a bit of problems just getting to 20 without losing too many. Carry on, and they do. We even zoomed out a bit just to give us more visibility, so that we might handle multiple things with extra precision, but that's not exactly what we ended up doing. So there we can't build it, but perhaps here is just as good as any. Boom, boom, boom. But oh no, but this is still a very chilly game, and we might end up using the rest of our time available for us pushing that poor thing. Let's see. That's our goal for the game. And I'm creating just this one spearman to give us a chance to defend if they should approach with scouts, because it's going to happen so fast that we don't have time to react. That's a well-known fact. And perhaps you can help them with that as well. And more villagers are coming shortly. Living the life, enjoying the dream. Now the score difference is mostly, hopefully, because of the scouting our opponent has been able to pull off. So let's send this there. And shortly we should be able to catch up on that. House, thank you. Let's send this spearman to check how things are in the distant future. Few farms, very good. Perhaps a few extra woodcutters, we could send them here. And houses. Thank you very much. Now there are multiple things that we should be doing right now, like finding where our opponent is located, and then also that's one of the things that would be nice. Trying to keep our town center active would be nice too. So let's try to go there. No. One more time. You can do it. Alright. And you can also help with that. And then off we go. And let's hope they are here. But let's see. Houses. Okay. Now we are investing. But it seems that they are trying to ooh. Well, we don't care. Perhaps we can hide ourselves if they didn't notice us. Oh, but they are on the different log. Oh no, this is a disaster. Just when we move out. So let's create a few defensive units and see if we can make something happen here. But luckily our opponent has invested into scouts, so they have something that that we can expect to. So they can't be too fast up. Alright, yes. We were supposed to get some protection, but we couldn't afford any, so you didn't. A lost villager, but that is tolerable. Since they also lost something of value. We didn't need to break through their defenses, but perhaps we can do that. Dun, dun, dun. Goodbye, horsey. Oh no. Well, this is good. Since they are committing to our spearman. Now we have lost some time due to this. Alright, we need wood. Okay. Due to these raids, but let's go up and see what happens. So they have a nice base. Archer range, there's a hole. We can utilize that. And then try to kill a few of their units if possible. Alright. So, right, and you can help with the wood cutting if you have what it takes. If you think you have what it takes. And let's move these out, even if it's a risky business. And here we are. Just enjoying the life as it comes. Oh, this is very nice. Being able to idle your opponent's eco like this is something that we very eagerly take, as we have had a little rough start to today's games. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. So what else do we have here? And a quickly built tower. But indeed they were able to reach the next age themselves. Let's see if this is something we can pull off too. And this, please. We are losing units as we go, since I'm not watching. Or are we? Okay, well, we lost one. That's alright. For some reason we haven't lost too many units here. Knight? Well, this isn't really too bad. And we can camp the hill there. Now, if everything went according to all the plans that we had, we should now have at least some time to practice this boom approach of ours. Let's see if that happens. So they are creating knights, that's a given. And that's a solid reason to upgrade some of our units. Can you try to... okay. So we won't be getting any better units. Alright, then we were Spanish mirrors. Perhaps you can help with that too. Few farms. Thank you very much. I have made terrible mistakes here and there since. Alright, and there's the skirmisher army. Perhaps we should create a stable of our own as well. House or two. How come this is so hard? Let's try to fight here. Okay, so skirmishers, they have... let's create just a few cavalry archers and then extra pikemen. We could try to upgrade these a bit too. From the get-go. More houses. So right now we are giving quite much map presence to our opponent, but this is perhaps time where we can try to see if there's something we can do with the horses that we have. Just to give some fake presence. And a defensive castle, for example, here, if we can pull it off, still on a hill. Let's move you guys there. Perhaps give us some protection if need be. We have made some blind castles in the past and managed to lose a few units there. We could also try to ambush their like their town from behind with the help of that hill there. So as soon as we get more stone, that might be something that we want to do. Alright, so let's go. But there shouldn't be too much they can achieve with that. But I may be wrong. we have lost units in the past, so you can probably see that we are about to lose units now as well. Some units here, some units there. But the most important thing is to keep on producing. And there is our knight on the way. Oh, there, right. We need your help. Well, our army control may have left something to be, well, improved upon, but we still lost only like 10 villages. So that's very tolerable amount of units. And we had most of our army here securing this very important location for us, so very good. Well done, everyone. It's exactly what we wanted when we signed you up. And then perhaps, just in case there are some future raids, we could do this. And what else? Help with that, help with that. And then carry on with the stone mining. So few conquistadors, few pikemen. Let's send our army forward and see what happens. We are perhaps in a good position at the moment due to the fact that we still have a score lead. So it's a very telling. Oh, we could have been here for all the time. Well, all this time we could have stayed there. Devotion on the way, one monk on the way, few conquistadors on the way. Taking the long route. It's very good. Shows that we care. And then do we have upgrades? Why not? Few knights or light cavalry. Just add more villagers, few farms. There's that happen. Oh right. Well, isn't this fun? Run! Pikeman rush. Exactly what the doctor ordered. And then we are hiding here. And let's carry on with the push. If this can be called a push. Few extra buildings like this and carry on with that. And you guys can come here to position this castle accordingly. And now let's... Ooh! Well, this is going to be good. So we are going to have Kongs against us shortly. Hello? How do you do? We are missing on purpose. Don't you worry. And here come the knights. Let's see if we have enough to stop them from approaching us. Goodbye, villagers. Always a pleasure to have you. Now we should be doing other things, but we're trying to spend some extra time if possible just to get this castle up. But even as we are speaking, we should have been sending our units to their direction. We can help. It's terrible one. There. And you can build a few houses and then a few farms. And in you go. Thank you very much. So too bad they found us right away. But that's not too troublesome thing. I thought we sent those in, but we didn't. Alright. Because we can afford to lose this castle. If it comes to that. Ooh, the town bell was rung. Doesn't happen every day. So they may have made it to the Imperial Age, but we should... Oh, no, not like this. We should still have a lead. Due to the fact that we have quite good economy, I would say. Even if we are losing. And GG was gold. Well, this time we had map presence, and we could have also... Well, this is really nice. I enjoy when people utilize the map in this sort of fashion, because it gives you this extra reward if you happen to scout, which we failed at doing, but if we had, we would have found this. Now, so this is probably due to the fact that we gave some pressure from few different sides during the mid game, if you can call it that, and then they escaped with a few villagers, perhaps to find a secure stone. Let's see, 350, okay, well, only 200 or so mined from those stone mines, so it might have happened after this was raided, and this town center here prevented ever so shortly, but still. Good timing with the castle, since the conquistadors were barely enough to squeeze or get our villagers time to get the castle up, thanks to Spanish quicker building villages, of course. That was that much easierly done or achieved, but still a long-awaited victory. And largest army almost 30. We got more or less a free boom. We weren't still able to utilize that to its fullest extent, but managed to create 90 villagers. I think it should have been over 100, but we forgot to create those, forgot to create enough farms and so forth. Even though Mr. Nutmeg gave us a chance to do our best. But let's have a look if there's some sort of hidden wisdom that we can try to find from this game that we witnessed. I'll also verify the level of audio quality that we are having at the moment, with the tools at my disposal. And see if there's something I've been missing. That was an odd thing to do. An odd thing to do. But then again, they were able to get both elephants with full food under their theses, whereas we lost another, our first lure tried to be clever one with 4 villagers shooting from the town center, and we managed to kill the elephant with 5 villagers due to my reaction time, perhaps it's fair to say. And now that I'm looking at our base, we have quite nice setup here. So we have easily wallable forests if we wanted to, back forest that we could utilize if we decided to create walls like this and in this fashion, and from there to the side of the, or the edge of the map, and also stone on the back, gold on the back, and so forth. So one way to approach this game could have been to build walls from here, and then force our opponent to face the town center fire if they ever approached us. Now we are trying to play open to improve our reaction time and gain sense, but it probably doesn't hurt if we manage to see how walling could be achieved. Whereas Mr. Nutmeg's wall is, well, it has to be extended to all directions because there aren't too many natural forests to be utilized. Gold is towards the front. There are these two back goals. I don't know if they could have walled perhaps here, for example, to stop us from running around the town. I think that wall there would have made it that much more harder for us to rush their woodlines later on, and also would have prevented the surprise castle. At least we couldn't have made it as deep as we did. Now we were almost able to reach their city with its reach, and also walling it to the edge of the wall. And this is a really nice looking village that reminds me of the campaign missions. So this is a nice looking, there are gardens and all, really cozy village. But if the idea is to protect key resources, then against scouts perhaps this does that, given there are no holes. But just a few archers are enough to interrupt and idle the economy to its fullest. So I'm not one to give very good advice on walling or on this game at all, but I'm still wondering whether they could have. Okay, so they lost the villager to an elephant. So I lost an elephant and they lost a villager. I guess it's quite fair then. And they have managed to kill a single villager, and they are alright. And there was this happy accident that we had this spearman standing there ready to do some work. Yeah, but here, like, just having this small hole was enough to force them to abandon the berries, for the time being at least, and we had enough firepower to hurt a few villagers, even if we weren't able to kill them. And these bypassing units, like the scout here, the spearman, lost their lives to this standing army, while getting very little in exchange. And here we happily have this second army approaching, which they noticed and built this tower to prevent any additional damage. But still, the eco damage is, like, we have both killed one villager, and Mr. Nutmeg has 2 more villagers than we do. So they are, despite the so the resources collected tells us that they have been lagging behind a bit, and they were forced to create a tower instead of investing to town centers. so that second army was really efficient on that regard. But the like I thought that I was able to deal more damage with these armies when actually like I had this feeling that we are in a good position, that we have done enough damage, but my game sense was off since we didn't do too much damage. That only allowed us to get some free time to boom, albeit slowly, and get some advantage on the eco resources front. So now they are only able to create this second town center now, and they are hesitant to build it here or out here. This is a sort of weird town center since there are no resources around it. But perhaps something just had to be done, and there isn't too much even ground on the base due to the falling aspects too. And now I'm 14 villagers ahead, but only 14 villagers ahead. So had I consulted the map, I could have noticed that this is their only gold. And parking my even few villagers here, archers, would have been devastating to their gold gathering. And same applies to this stone mine. Instead, I waited in this wood line and created very few extra units. Like now I'm preparing myself for the night attack that's eventually going to come, of course, but we could have created a few extra archers with the resources that we have. And now the cavalry archer are finally here. I'm glad that we took our time to create just a few. For example, even if we are, well, in a very friendly fashion, we are dancing around these key resources, because we could have positioned ourselves here, we could have positioned ourselves there, but we didn't. And now the knights are in, and the eco kills are 3 and counting. And I have a bit of problem controlling my army. As you can tell, we have this supportive reserve here waiting for any orders, but since the situation is calm enough, we decide not to apply their forces at that time. But I'm happy that we had town centers in place, even if this town center could have been here, to allow our lumberjacks to get to safety that much more easily. Now we were able to kill those knights eventually, and we have moved. Not yet, but soon we are about to move these. Like it says, having these two cavalry archers positioned just 5 meters closer to our opponent would have denied them from the castle, at least for a while, since now they navigated to this empty space on the map, and now we finally moved to harass the cold. But we have been killing the blacksmith ever so slowly for quite some time, which is really neat, but we could have caused some idle time if we had the actions and the control for us to make that happen. And there was a hole, and our pikemen wisely decided to try to kill any villagers that they can, while the knights were able to kill these conquistadors. But that's the price you have to sometimes pay. So the army control isn't right where it could be. Now we are, I don't think we are ever going to be harassed again. And we are slowly, we have been able to get more villagers and stay in the lead but we only have 15 or so more villagers than them, and they already have 3,000ers too. Now we are going to be able to get a few extra kills, but while this is happening we have this army that we are not utilizing because we are so busy microing here, because we have this castle drop idea. More potent or alternative direction could have been this, since they have their gold here and the stone here, but of course this is very clever thing to do. And did they witness that? Well, it was quite visible. So long for the surprise castle, if they happen to be watching. So we managed to kill some extra 3, perhaps, villagers. And now the army is coming our way. And the villagers are quite busy hammering away. But luckily they are Spanish villagers, so we were able to pull this stunt and save all of the villagers. So this was a really nice trap to get their units to throw their lives in vain against the walls of the castle. And now you can tell from the resources that our opponent is also floating some. They are only 4,000 behind, and now the conquistadors are in and are basically idling the economy, and that's when the GG approaches us. But it's good to see that we can win a game while making not very good decisions. So perhaps we can improve that as we go. Quick look at the statistics. Score we did have army high, well, not convincing as it could have been, not as convincing. We never clicked to Imperial Age, or were we just about to? Okay. Well, I thought I clicked, but then we spent all the gold on conquistadors probably. Alright, well, happens. Even to the best of us. In the end we got this villager lead, but only 15. So. And actions per minute, barely 100. And that's perhaps something that was still fast enough to help against our opponent. Alright, so a short break commences, and then we'll see if we have time for one more game. So stay tuned if you are into that, and if you have something better to do, then feel free to run towards your dreams. Stream will continue shortly. Okay, see you in a bit. Thanks. And just like that, we are back. Or are we? Let's see. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Bam 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 bam. As pictured. All right. So we have had a few games so far, and we have learned a plenty. And do we have? And thank you all for sticking with us. And we have a cute interruption. All right. Just as we have been practicing with this stream cat. Somebody, this stream cat. Now the thing we are going to have to practice now is how to play with your cat. But since we have been able to utilize computers in the past with a setup like such, we might have a chance. Now we are ready to face even arena or whatever it is that life could throw at our way. So let's see if there's a game for us. A game available for us. I think that quite often if we are in a winning position, we do this like one hand weak booming approach, and on the other hand we put some pressure towards our opponent, and then we manage to finish the game despite the fact that we have done like sort of if not weak, but at least not totally focused approach on both fronts. Whereas a pro player, even a better player, doesn't have to be pro like Doubt, would probably think how to finish the game early and save the 5-10 minutes that this half-hearted approach takes us. And if we are losing the game, then we can't outboom our way back in. A Malay against Chinese. So let's hope that our opponent, you shouldn't ever wish to have. Oh, but quite the contrary. So we can now hope to see how Chinese should be started with, since we have had a few problems on that front, and we have this tendency of watching the games afterwards, so now we have all the more reasons to do so. Let's scout that a bit, let's scout that if possible. Move the sheep there to be ready to be well, made use of, or a goat. More villagers on the way, eventually. And we should have them all by now. Alright, but Malay have been, or Malay was one of the civilizations we faced and then lost to while playing Bohemians. A game we should probably have won due to the fact that we had at certain point a really convincing looking. Where are our deer? Oh, oh no! Alright, but so we had an eco lead. This happened yesterday, and we were still able to lose the game to Malay afterwards, and then we had a chance to try that on arena, and while they were really nice, we were no match to Portuguese, who utilized these Peitorias of theirs to the fullest extent, making it impossible for us to win the late game. Alright, 4 people, in you go, you carry on, and third, no, you go in, you, no, okay, so no villagers were lost, but I forgot to set the path to this rhino, so next time we'll try to do even better than we managed to do now. Wasn't this exciting? Alright, a mill. Ooh, why are they here already? And where is our deer? Well, perhaps we could try to... Oh, let's do a mill. Just for the sake of it. So that we would be ready to click up if we ever get a chance to do that. Food wise, 400 and so. Alright, so let's queue extra villager or 2, and in you go. Something along those lines could be done if one has the skills, and now it's going to take some extra practicing for that to become a habit, especially since people are able to do boar luring while they are pushing their deers and whatnots. No, but we failed. We wanted to get even a single hit so that our skull battle could be that much more. We could have chance at our side. Oh no, this is going terribly wrong. Okay, perhaps now. Yes, it's happening. Oh no, it's not happening. Well, so some people are able to fetch their rhinos. Oh no, and now they fed up with the idea. Let's move to that side. Add a few units then. Okay. So they are able to push the deer as we are trying to do here. Fetch their rhinos and also speak fluently while doing all this, which is next to impossible to some people like me. Now they see the archery range. Do they expect us to utilize that? Perhaps, perhaps not. Let's see how things are. Now this push is not going to happen ever. No! Run to the safety. So the one time I'm not making loom right away, we almost lose few villages. Well, now we only lost one, so it doesn't really matter. And it was probably nice for our opponent to get this kill. Okay, let's carry on with this. And who are we against? Chinese? Alright. Oh no! Chinese have their own set of archers, for example. We don't like that. But perhaps we could try to be faster with our archers. A bit unlikely given our start, but it wasn't as bad as some of the earlier starts we have had. And that was not very good. Now this is very good. Okay. Oh no, we were this close. Oh, we can't ever reach that. Okay. Well, one of these days we are going to get to the level where we dream that we had always been. So let's carry on with the push. I wouldn't be surprised if our opponent had walled themselves at this stage. Let's see if there's anything we can learn from this late scouting approach. Dun 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 dun. Like how they run all the way and then okay, you eat that and then you carry on with the farms. It's a very good idea. Then we carry on with the push. Ooh, here we are. They shouldn't be too surprised about this. Ooh, so they have multiple scouts. Perhaps we could just position ourselves here, like this. Idle a few farms. Enjoy the life. Remember to queue more villages. Create a few extra scouts. Oh, now spearmen. Why do they have to change these names all too often? Now what's going on here? Not too much. Perhaps there's something else we could try to do with the units we have. Well, this was very good, I reckon. Now that we were able to kill just a few units without losing too much. Ooh, we have had some quite, perhaps a few minutes of idle time here. But that shouldn't be too bad. We have been in worse positions in the past. All we need is a market and then we are ready to click up. But they probably are as well. So here's a really nice position where we could have stand for quite some time. And then we could try to navigate the map even further. So market coming up next. Few extra villagers and then soon we should be on our way to the next age. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Market, okay. Let's move one extra villager. Ah, archer here. I don't know. It's probably quite often that I make little sense, but now it's something that I can notice myself very easily. So skirmishers have appeared. There is more to come. But let's see what our opponent has. So we were able to cancel the farm or the market for the time being. That's nice. And what do we have here? A scout doing the work, and an additional one doing some work here too. So we might lose a few villages in the process, but and while this is happening, we are probably losing units here. But this is the moment where we can try to run away. And perhaps this scout could be of use here. Let's see. And Castle Age. We are late to click up, but we can only hope that our opponent is as well. So Spearman is gone. Those skirmishers should be dead quite soon. Let's see if that happens. Do we have any low HP ones here or there? Run away! Well, let's see if there's something worth noticing. So a scout is approaching, presumably. Let's try to run away and see if we manage to do that. Now what do we want to do when we get to this glorious next age? At least more villagers, and perhaps we could also try to do a few cavalry archers. We get gold there, but this would be a nice place to secure two. Okay, let's see if they have moved out from there. Now we have all the gold we might want to use. That should be saved for some time, perhaps. Okay, let's run here to see what happens. Castle Age for them as well, but they are of course a bit slower to that party. We can only hope that that works as our benefit. And we even tried to create a few of these horses, but failed to actually utilize them too much. Few stone miners. Single spearmen just in case, since we have no other protection for that. And in we go. Or off we go. More villagers. Let's try to run there, not to show our cards. So they have knights and skirmishers. Okay. So more pikemen could be good. We will want to get more wood. But how might we want to approach that? Well, it's probably a good idea to buy some, just so we can get this priest building. Then let's try to run there. And more woodcutters. Ooh, we could also invest in some other buildings. Few monks can never hurt nobody. And let's see if we have a chance to rotate these units. Now we are throwing a few of them away. We shouldn't care about these too much. Just retreat, retreat. They shouldn't be able to touch too much of our economy, so just idling is perhaps the best they can do. But it shouldn't bother us too much. I wouldn't be surprised if they were planning on doing a castle drop on that hill. So we could try to prevent that from happening. Let's see if we can learn something of value here. Goodbye. So few monks were enough to force their units to run away. Now we may have lost a few monks in the process, but do we care about that? No, we don't. They are to be, some losses are to be expected after all. I should keep a better track of our units perhaps, but that's a whole different story. And eventually, so that's the one. Run to the safety. Dun, dun, dun. If they do try to approach, they should get some nasty ideas from the little of the army that we have to show at their way. Let the booming commence. Booming under pressure. Let's see if we can get rid of those units that they are throwing at our way. I haven't been watching really well, so collect this. Oh, but can we already go up? No, we can't because we are lacking the second building. Let's make it university. and then that's what we could try to do. So there's this forward castle, which we should be able to not necessarily prevent with the castle of our own, but at least we could try that. Even if we are a bit late to the party. Just carry on building, my dear citizens. And in you go. And in there you go, and in there you go. And then we should have a really fun game at our hands. Now a few monks could have been utilized earlier even. They still haven't reached the 4th age. So let's give ourselves some extra utility with these inventions. Ballistics, always good. 100 stone would be nice, and there we have it. And now our monks could probably try to give us the access that we need for this. So pikemen to secure the bases. Few farms. Is there anything of value happening? No. So fate, just in case. Halberdier might be good. How is this going here? Goodbye and goodbye. Oops. Should have been watching more closely. About the whereabouts that we had happening here, but we still have like gazillion thousand units garrisoned here and there. And we have been idle for quite some time, but we still have some units working for us, so good for them. Halberdier should be all that we need, more or less. Let's see if that's the case. Now we could probably utilize this stone to get some extra defenses. And back to work. And goodbye, Ram. Oh, they have petards even. Well, makes very little sense in my opinion, but they are of course free to do however they please. Now, if we are able to create just enough economy, now we are a bit behind on. Alright, woodcutters. We could try to raid their eco with the Halberdier numbers that we have, if we ever have a chance. Is the castle still up? It is. Good for us. destroy this one, and then in we go. Back to the safety. Very good. Now this castle shouldn't really happen. It could, but it shouldn't. And now we have a chance to see whether they have what it takes to... Do they have any security measures at their disposal? Any new aggression? No, doesn't look like that. We could actually afford quite a few things if we just tried to. Right, so more halberdiers would be nice. And we have lost a few villagers in the process. But that's what you get. Everything else we had. Oh, are we actually creating militia? No. It's alright. But we could probably try to do something with the... oh. Cutting, please. It's time to utilize the power of the market, because the only thing that we need right now is cavalry, and that we haven't been using. So let's create that, and just a few stables and a house, few extra halberdiers, and then we need the blacksmith to give ourselves some upgrades. Castle is down, farms are rescued, and then we need elephants. Oh yes, finally. Well, this is a fun game. So lucky us, we have been given a chance to play this long. Now we finally getting the peace that we sought to have. They should reach the 4th age soon. I'm surprised if they don't. But even now we should be able to just force our way through the castle. Let's see what they have throw against us. No, where's the blacksmith? Dun, dun, dun. Or did we ever create that? Oh, we had it all along. So chicanews, good for them. Always good to have them around. Alright, oops, we may have lost a few units here. Without really meaning to. Then we should be able to reduce their numbers quite significantly with the amount of units that we have. Alright, yes, well, this will do. even if this is not the way to play the game. Actually, this will do. Alright, so what next? Oh, we have 2 blacksmiths, yes. 10 idle villagers waiting for orders. So here you come, and please do enjoy. Oh, not that. But this instead. Then we could try to create a few Karambit warriors just to see what's going on there. And verify if we have something to throw at their way in exchange. So let's secure that if possible. And extra range for the... Yes. Dun dun dun. More farms would be nice. And then eventually we will want to get some stone to... Oh, we can take that. So let's do it. And let's see what they have to throw at our way. Have they taken map control, for example? Not necessarily, no. Ooh, this monk could have been huge. But perhaps they can help to secure our positions now. Or heal out our troops ever so slightly. Okay, you build these and then a few extra farms, perhaps some visibility couldn't hurt. And then additional monk, some conversion resistance, and then onwards we go. Alright, so there's a scout looking to make a damage. Any damage. But I think this was quite good hold so far. Now slightly better elephants. Ooh, and we also want to utilize the gold. Few of you can kill that, few of you can get rid of that, thank you very much. And then there's this villager, goodbye. And then we run. And let's look what they have. Some extra monks to heal a bit. Let's see if there's something worth killing here. And more elephants. Thank you very much. Oh, is this because of the scout, or did something else happen that we did miss? Perhaps. Every so often something happens that we do indeed miss. Few houses, few farms, and a pause is called. The first pause that we have ever faced. That's something. Now, are we still audible? Why, indeed we are. So that's good. And is there something I have missed? Well, it doesn't look like there is. At least, if I haven't read your chat message, then that's something that I have missed. But based on... Oh. Sorry, ready. Yes. Thanks. what are the various winning conditions that we might have? What are our the losing conditions? We could try to get to... Ooh, there's this huge attack commencing. So perhaps a few extra units. Just a few karambits could go that way, and then we could try to upgrade these units to get extra. Or to get rid of the cold coast. It would be a really nice thing. Okay, so they're moving here to secure this gold. But is this the right call? I doubt that it is. And meanwhile they lost a few of their units. Okay. So bombard cannons would be nice. But we already have this huge number of elephants. We didn't actually need to lose these, but oh, it's done. Consider it done. Now we could try to move in with our elephants. And then, since we are floating quite huge amount of resources, we might also want to try to make use of the gold mines that we have at our disposal. Oh, there's the trebuchet of theirs. Alright. You get that and you bring it back. And you could go here. Perhaps some extra healing might come in handy. And then we can rotate to try to get rid of that. Ooh, so they have the army of their own. I don't know if their horses are too much of a threat. But then again, we don't have too many units helping us. Goodbye, trebuchets, I would like to say. And just like that, they are thrown away from the hill. And now the gold is ours to share with whoever people we please to share it with. And we are waiting to see how they will utilize this. Oh, so they have been... I'm a little slow to react to this. But I'm very glad that we have this... Ooh, there's relic there. Okay. Well, off you go then. Fetch that for us. It is your main duty for this game. And we could utilize a few units here. And perhaps this is more important than whatever it is that we were thinking about doing. You could also sit under that town center, perhaps. Denying that castle seems like a good idea. And should we fail at that, then, well, just enjoying our time there is also something that we could try to do nevertheless. Okay, did we lose much? Well, we lost the monk, so too bad for him. But there's always time to Create new ones. The castle should go down pretty shortly, and then we could try to prepare for this push. Oh, we also have, okay. So perhaps we could try to move back a bit. Okay, well, they are pushing here, but I don't know if we should focus on that too much, since we have a really convincing threat ongoing here. But this is of course also how games are sometimes lost, so perhaps we should do something not to lose, in order to not lose too many of the units that we can't afford to lose. Alright, the relic, yes. Can bring that back. And you can fight here if you just please, will, may, thank you. And what's going on here? Not too much. We could send this skirmisher to check how things are progressing there. And then upgrade the militia line. I don't know if they have too much going on for them. I also don't know if they know that they don't have much going for them. But well, they will shortly find out. So here we can produce GG. Some extra halberdier was what I was about to say. But they even managed to get to the... Alright, the Imperial Age happened like 10 minutes ago or so. And now the hordes of elephants are in to their eco. Well, thanks maybe 284 for a fair fight. They even made a very good push, I would say, but perhaps they were lacking on economy. Let's see what the stats tell us. So units killed, well, but luckily we were able to throw up a solid number of units. Well, mostly elephants probably. Sura, AoE, you definitely need more archer ranges. Thanks for that. I'm not sure if I'm 2 minutes or 15 minutes late, but actually you are correct, my friend. Nice to see you around. And having just, I think we had like 1 or 2 here. Okay, 3. But since we are floating thousands of resources to produce, for example, skirmishers, we could have really easily created just 10 or 20 of how many buildings we ever pleased. And this is something that I'm struggling, I feel like this end game or post-Imperial Age at least. After we are reaching the middle of the game, when you should focus on the macro, even if we have omitted it earlier, trying to focus on the macro aspects of the game, keep the villager production ongoing, keep the idle economy at the minimum, try to utilize your army, create enough production buildings so that we can actually produce something when we need something. Those are the things that I find myself very often lacking. Like either we are short on wood, for example, like we were 15 minutes ago perhaps, and just barely can produce or create the couple of stables that we needed to get to elephants, or then the other side of the coin, and there we were able to utilize market to get to those stables fast, but still we only created a few to fight off or fend off the attack that was hurting us at that given time. But as you can tell, this has been a really messy game. Like based on the way this village is built and the fact that there are still 20 villagers garrisoned, perhaps even 38, who knows. And we have 2 blacksmiths and all that. I can tell that I need more practice on this. But alright, so thanks for dropping by. I've been trying to catch your stream. I've got the mail notifications that you have indeed been online, but the timing hasn't been correct. So I'm glad that you were able to drop by. And if there are any people who don't know Sura, you should check out what they have to offer. At least the interaction we have had in the past has been a pleasure. Well, this one also, but still, yes, you get the idea. Okay, so the name of the game, go through the stats. So I thought that we had, I got this feeling that we had a commanding position ever since Mabi's push dwindled down, but we were very late to utilize that. Like, just verifying that I'm still audible. Sorry about the hassle. Sometimes I'm a bit afraid that I've, for example, muted myself or something of that sort. Let's have a look or a go. Well, I don't hear too much. Is it just me? No? Okay. I don't know if my stream, this stream manager thingy I'm operating here had died, or perhaps. Please do let me know if you heard nothing for the last half an hour or so. Still trying to get feedback in order to improve on these technical aspects or technological aspect of the streaming thing. But at least this tells us that the stream could be unstable, so perhaps there is some truth to that. Now, is there anything we can do to fix that is a different story, but we shouldn't give up without trying. And again, you get to witness this debugging happening midstream. The real content. Let's see if there's a chance to get any improvement without spending too much time and brain energy on the task. Well, we can try to decrease the bitrate a bit, if that's something that we can actually do. Let's see. Nope. Doop doop doom. And just a second. At least my OBS gives promising feedback, or good looking feedback, but